Welcome to Noah's Frying Pan. Today we're going to be making homemade Krispy Kremes because we're stuck in quarantine and I can't get any near me, so yeah. So we're going to start by taking our 1 4 cups of milk and pouring it into a container, just like this. And then to combine to that, we are going to add 1/4 of a cup of water, just like that. And we are going to microwave this to 90 degrees. Now that this has been heated to about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, we will add 2½ teaspoons of active yeast. We will add this in here. We're just going to stir this in. And we will set this aside for later, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now we are going to put half of our flour, 2 cups. We have 4½ cups here. We're going to add only about 2 cups of flour into our bowl, just like that. And then we will add our salt and our sugar, just like that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mix this with a spoon. Now what we're going to do is we are going to use our paddle attachment because I don't have a dough hook, so we're just going to have to use what we got. We're going to put it down. And then we're going to add our shortening, just like this. And we're going to mix this together. Okay. Now that we have mixed that together, we are going to add our yeast mixture that we made earlier, just like this. There we go. Boom. And we're also going to add our 2 eggs, just like this. And we're going to mix this together. Now that we have done that, we are going to add a little more of our flour, just like this. We're going to mix more of that in, just like this. And it's going to start forming a dough, and that's when you would want a dough hook. So if you had one, it'd be nice to have it, but I don't have one, so we're just going to do this way. So we're just going to add this, and then we're just going to add the rest of it, just like that. And then we're going to try to use our mixer, but it might not work because we don't have a dough hook. Okay, so we're just going to have to use our hands on this one. So we'll just mix this together with our hands. Again, if you had a dough hook, you could just be using your mixer. And you're going to want to add some flour if it's too sticky. Now that our dough is mixed together, I will show you the next step. Okay, now that we have kneaded our dough and all that, we are going to put it into a greaser pan, just like that, and we are going to put it in here. We're going to take plastic wrap, cover it for 1 hour or until it's expanded twice its size. We're just going to cover it up. just like this. And boom. See you in an hour.
A few moments later.
Okay, so now that we're waiting for our dough to rise, we will make our icing. So, we're gonna start by putting 2.5 cups of powdered sugar into our bowl. Just like this. And our vanilla extract. And then we're going to add corn syrup to make it crispy. On that, the corn syrup helps make the donuts crispier. So, we're gonna add half of our milk. That way we don't make it too runny to start.
We're just gonna mix this together. We're gonna add our milk nice and slow. Make sure we get the perfect icing. We're gonna mix this together.
And we'll set this aside. Let's get back to our donuts. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we're going to just put some flour out on our work surface, just like this. And then we are going to take our dough, which is really massive, and we are going to take it out. And we're going to cut this in half. That way it's easier to work with. Then we're just going to throw that back in there. Okay. And then just dust this out. We're going to put this here. We're going to roll it out into about a 1/2 inch thick dough. Just like this. Okay, that's about a 1/2 inch thick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our 4-inch round biscuit cutter. So what we want to do here is we're going to make about 12. You might get more, you might get less. You want to get as many as you can out of this. Just keep re-rolling it out until you get how many you can. And then we're going to take our hole for the middle, punch it out, and then we're just going to pull it out. Just like that. We have our donut. Do that for the rest of them, and I will show you the next step. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pour some oil into a cast iron pan, just like this. And then we're going to heat this to about 300 degrees, just like that. And then I will show you the next step once we get to 300 degrees. Okay, so what we're going to do now that our oil's up to temperature, we're going to lay them into the pan like that. And then we're going to cook it on one side for 90 seconds, and then we're going to flip it over. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to flip it over. Just like that. And now we're just going to cook it for another 90 seconds. Now let's take it out, just like this. And after I cook some, I will show you the next step. Okay, now that we are done cooking our donuts, we're going to take our donuts, we're going to dump them into the glaze. Place them onto our rack to dry, just like that. We're just going to do this on our donuts, just like that. Let's do that to the rest of them, and I'll show you the next step. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to let these sit and let the icing dry completely before you touch them. Well, our donuts are done. This is our finished product. Let's give one a try. Good quality. This is perfect. The recipe is in the description, like always. Make sure you check out the videos on the sides. And thanks for watching. Now don't forget about your holes in your donuts. So we're just gonna cook them. I mean, can't waste your dough.